My name is Harry, and I'm from London.
Meghan Markle here.
Today is March 5th, 2024. It is 2:11 a.m. This is video number 2. Video number 1 is on Pure YTE. I was talking about the appearance Meghan will be making this Friday in Texas regarding SXW Women's Day thing. There will be discussion there. But on this video, this is what I have here. I have about 11 tweets to share with you. There's a possibility this last one I may not be able to record it tonight because it's a long read. Okay, it's a very long read. I might push it off for maybe tomorrow recording. It's already 2 a.m. and I want at least edit one video, and then the other one I could get to it whenever. So I have about 11 tweets. There they are, about RAVEC, some videos about Royalist, Ryanair. I share these on my community board. This is making reference to, at least in my part, the branch that I'm taking it, where the royal family will lie to protect William, but they won't tell the truth to protect Harry and Meghan. So this is another example where this is coming true. Okay, the firm, still about Ryanair. Working Royals, Chris Evans, there's a receipt. I made a reference to it on my last video that I just did, but here I will go much deeper into it. And there's a video about Dan Wooten and one of the Susssssex Squaads. Okay, so let's look at some numbers in the background. Feel free to skip to see how we're standing. Okay, I have a video every day, but we stuck at around $100. Okay, 3,820 subscribers. New subscribers, welcome. And my subscription is growing every day. $139.29. Let's look at analytics. Okay, there's this here, about 60 plus subscribers. Okay, 60 plus subscribers, but my revenue still that low. Okay, the last 48 hours, 2,900 views in the last 48 hours. All right, so let's go on Twitter. I don't want to waste time. So this is the first tweet. We have always known the plan to push Harry and Meghan out as working royals come from William camp. Now it's been confirmed in the British Court of Law. The truth will always come to light. Okay, by now you guys should have an idea. On yesterday's video, I have like an hour plus video, but in that video I took out where I talk about this. I believe there's an article that I read. Actually, this is what's showing right now. Okay, this is it right here. Okay, I spoke about it. Well, how did I title it? I said Simon did it for the heir. Okay, that's Simon case. Okay, who did it for William. So I read the article, I put my opinion in it and stuff like that. So you will see it in 2 videos. That video that is playing right now, and I believe, let's see here, it's in here. Okay, it will be March 12th. I schedule it for March 12th. We are March 5. Okay, so that's that. So go read it, and I'm saying go read it, go watch it and check it out. Okay, Prince William's former aide Simon Case was responsible for drafting a key document over Prince Harry's departure from the royal family, court papers stated. Prince William's aide played a key role in Harry and Meghan's royal exit. Okay, Simon Case, who was William's private secretary at the time, drafted a paper setting out the steps for the Sussexes to quit royal duties. Now, in that video, there have been some really good discussion. I didn't expect everybody to agree with me. Even in the video, I was saying, I know many of you will not agree with me, but I don't think it's Simon's fault at all. Okay, so go on my community board, whatever response that I put under that comment, which I did agree with her, where I believe she said Simon could have said no, don't take the job. But if this is what he's good at, I mean, the opportunity come for him to showcase his his brilliance, I guess. He did it. Maybe, okay, we, like me, who look into the Harry and Meghan issue, it's through gossip and headlines, okay? We don't know the true background of everything unless it is through court documents. That's when we could take it as facts, because every outlet, every newspaper lie, okay? They lie, okay? So we discuss things. So maybe he's not aware of the dynamic of personally between the two brothers. And keep in mind as well, these are some things I'm repeating, is that William is the heir. Once Charles is gone, William takes over. So the system in the UK goes based on hierarchy. So I could understand him listening to William. Okay, it may sound stupid, whatever it may be, but he has to go based according to the hierarchy system. And yeah, that's all I guess I have to say about that. Now, William, who doesn't have a brain, he has a childish brain. I mean, he pretty much destroying the institution. I don't know, but I don't think it's Simon K's fault at all. I really don't see how I will blame him. He set out, they give him an objective, and he did it, and he put out the steps in which to go about. And then William, on the other hand, let's not forget as well, it depends on what William told Simon. If Harry was in the room during the drafting or whatever William was telling Simon, and Harry will be there and have his input as well, then Simon will take all of this into consideration. But Harry wasn't there. William hired him to do something for William. So he did it for William. So who's to blame? William is to blame, not Simon. Okay? So there's a lot that can be said about this, but this is what he's good about. I don't see why he would say no. He will not take it. And the system in the UK, it goes based on hierarchy. So he took the job and he did it. And he seems like he's pretty good at doing this type of things. And he probably knows the law. Okay? So a lot of things that happen in between where they keep information away from Harry. So Harry is doing his best, going blindly, not going blindly, but going on things that he knows and information that they were keeping away from him. So you have William, who's an airhead, okay, hire a brilliant man to do his bidding for him, and Harry's proceeding with it. That's really tough. This is to show you as well how brilliant Harry is, going after what another brilliant man, which is Simon Case, who wrote the thing for the dumbass brother who's destroying the institution, and Harry's approaching it perfectly. Okay? Perfectly. I don't know if I make sense with that. Okay, let's say for instance, William is hiding behind Simon Case. And Simon Case is a technician who knows the law and who's doing some brilliant things. Okay, and then there's Harry, who's also in his own aspect is a brilliant man who's facing Simon Case, so to speak, not technically, but so to speak. Okay, where Simon Case, who's into the law, who knows the law very well and how to maneuver around it, and then Harry, who's been shielded, at that time, okay, because the royal family do not, the law that seems like don't apply to him, don't apply to them, the royal family. So now you have Harry, who's facing, now he took himself out of that shield of the institution, who's facing this legal battle, with a technician heads on, and he's doing it perfectly. Now, it didn't go his way due to the fact that many other aspects were kept away from him. Many things have been revealed to him in court because he was not aware of those. But at the end of the day, things are popping out to say, look, in the future, Harry did his best. Okay? The institution was keeping him away from being part of the institution because Harry wanted to work still. They keep him away from doing that. And thus, this is why I have another video, which I did before that one. Who's the traitor to the UK? It's not Harry. If Harry was a traitor to the UK, he would have moved on and forget all about this. Okay? Now you're seeing all the key players who were hiding behind other key players, even though the ones that they push in front, we should not blame that much. Okay? So, I don't know. Again, you guys could still be disagree with me with what I'm saying here because they hire him and Harry's doing his best. Okay, so let's read. Okay, Prince William's former aide Simon Case was responsible for drafting a key document about Prince Harry quitting royal duties, court papers state. And then not only that, after they made Simon Case did all of that, they lie about it. Okay? And the statement that they put out as if Harry was the one who chose that option 5.
Began to address Granny about the 5 options. Your Majesty, you've seen the 5 options? Yes, she said. We all had. They'd been emailed to us. 5 different ways of proceeding. Option 1 was continuance of the status quo. Meg and I don't leave. Everyone tries to go back to normal. Option 5 was full severance. No royal role, no working for Granny, and total loss of security. Option 3 was somewhere in between, a compromise, closest to what we'd originally proposed. I told everyone assembled that, above all, I was desperate to keep security. That was what worried me most, my family's physical safety. I wanted to prevent a repeat of history, another untimely death like the one that had rocked this family to its core 23 years earlier, and from which we were still trying to recover. I'd consulted with several palace veterans, people who knew the inner workings of the monarchy and its history, and they all said option 3 was best for all parties. Meg and I living elsewhere part of the year, continuing our work, retaining security, returning to Britain for charities, ceremonies, events. Sensible solution, these palace veterans said, and eminently doable. But the family, of course, pushed me to take option 1. Barring that, they would only accept option 5. We discussed the 5 options for nearly an hour. At last, the bee got up and went round the table, handing out a draft of a statement the palace would soon be releasing, announcing implementation of option 5. Wait, I'm confused. You've already drafted a statement? Before any discussion? Announcing option 5? In other words, the fix was in this whole time? This summit was just for show? No answer.
If Harry then put his book out, we will never know. Okay, and then there's the court paper who's saying it as well. Okay, so there's that. If you're doing it with your whole chest and stand proud behind it. But he's doing this meaning William, for lying about it. Why do you have to lie if this is the way you feel? You don't want him in there. People will accept it and move on. But you lying about it. That's the part here. Okay, this week, the Duke of Sussex lost his High Court attempt to have his armed police security reinstated every time he visits Britain. Okay, and then they want him back. My goodness. A legal spokesman for the Duke said that he will seek justice by appealing against the decision. Okay, a 51-page judgment in the case revealed how the detail of the Sussex's departure from royal duties were reached. On January 8, 2020, after spending time in Canada, Harry and Meghan announced that they were stepping back from official royal duties. The Sussexes said that they plan to split their time between the UK and North America. Alright, so there's more to this. I read that whole document in that video. William bullied Harry out and Charles connived. They will get what coming to them. Okay, they absolutely will. There's that. They thought kicking Harry and Meghan out will make them look good, but it backfired. Yes, it did. What they meant for evil got turned into good. Okay, has Mr. Case recovered from his mystery illness? Not sure. Good question. I don't know. I can't blame him. I don't know. Deep inside, I can't blame him. He was just doing a job. Okay, I'm glad Prince Harry and Meghan are out of living their best lives with their children. They are happy and thriving, living their best life surrounded by love. Okay, this one I black. Order of sequence. What comes first? They took everything away from him. The writing was on the wall. Let's see what this one said. I forgot what this tweet was. That was March 2nd. Okay. Who went on Oprah, Netflix, and wrote a book, who decreased his security. He needs to look in the mirror. They step down and do not have the same security as working royals. Personal protection should be self-funded like the rest of LA. He left London. Oh well. Okay, so there's all of that. So there's me here. Order of sequence. What comes first? They took everything away from him. The writing was on the wall. The world has to know what they were doing to his family. That's the Oprah interview. Okay, making reference to that. If Harry and Meghan didn't tell their story, the royal family already had a scripted version for the public. Okay, name must be documented in the record books. This loss is not what it appeared to be. Mission continue. Okay, because a lot of things reveal. Now, what are their plans for Kate? Because something back is happening to her too, thanks to these men and William. Alright, so there's all of that. I don't want to talk about this anymore. Just when he probably needs him the most, shame. Okay, Lord of the Ring. Truth is starting to emerge. British media are starting to go rogue on the royals. It made Willie Boy look even more lazy. Yeah, I wish for karma and justice to find William and his men. Okay, so there's that. I don't know. God sees everything and he'll give each and their respective people their baggage. Oh, I didn't even copy the thing. I don't think Simon Case did anything. He just did the job. If he knew all the problem, the nitty-gritty that was going on in the institution, if he knew, okay, maybe he would said no, he doesn't want to get involved. But let's say he goes in blindly, so he took the job. Next tweet. Albie is like many royalists who dislike Harry and Meghan. He can't help looking at the Sussexes. The leftover royals have two problems. They don't have and can't replicate the brightness and appeal of the Sussexes, so their fans stalk the actual Sussexes instead. Oh my god, this is long. 5 minutes and 8 seconds. Let's see here.
Sure, I mean, we've mentioned Harry and Meghan. I mean, Harry has said that he would be willing to step up and come back and help the royal family out in their hour of need.
What?
That might be a good thing.
When did he say that? Did I miss that? The most recent interview that he did was at Canada, the Invictus 1 year to go thing. And he said his family is in the US and Montecito. Did I miss something?
Can you see a day when you would return as a full-time member of the royal family?
No.
But okay.
I would be all for it. Look, although I find Harry and Meghan extremely irritating,
How?
I do find it hard every time
How are they irritating? They don't come out and say things all the time like you guys. How do you find them irritating? You're a baggage for God for sure. So his name is Albie. Okay. Amen corner. Okay. The UK will have a baggage for you for sure.
read a story in a newspaper about them or see them on television, not to be a bit starstruck. They look great, they sound great, they're cool, they're just kind of what the royal family needs, even though we love to hate them. They're extremely annoying. I think what they've done for the royal family is terrible. I still can't stop but look at them whenever I see them on national.
Okay, so what did Harry and Meghan do that is so make you so irrational like that? You can't even look at them. What did they do? I want to know what he knows that Harry and Meghan did. And who's telling him to look at them? He has the option of ignoring them. Oh my lord.
On television. And when it comes to this specific question about whether or not we need a bigger royal family, you know, I am a royalist. I've never really subscribed with this whole, oh, we need a more slimmed down monarchy thing. Like, I don't want a slimmed down monarchy. I want a monarchy with all the bells and whistles, you know, the whole show out, everyone out there looking great. We go back.
Yeah, keep you the illusion. Give you that illusion when they're supposed to help the people. Anyway, let's continue. He will get his baggage soon.
To that lineup back in 2018, we had Meghan, we had Harry, we had William, we had Kate, we had Charles, we had Camilla, we had Prince Philip, we had the Queen. You know, when you looked at the royal family and it was exciting and it was this beacon of stability, and you thought in this...
Okay, so you have William to blame for that, because all these unnecessary pain they were putting on Harry and Meghan, it's William. William is the one who shadowed your dream for not seeing what you're talking about, because Harry and Meghan were willing to do the work.
I know the fact that she'll be really unbelievably good at the job part of it as well is obviously a huge relief to me, because she'll be able to deal with everything else that comes with it. But no, you know, we're a fantastic team. We know we are, and we hope to, you know, over time, try and have as much impact for all the things that we care about as much as possible.
I am very excited about that, yeah.
And Meghan, given your acting and the profile you had, you'd already been involved with various causes, you've been an ambassador for UN Women. What about this new role? I mean, you're going to have a bigger platform, a bigger voice. What do you want to do with it?
I think what's been really exciting as we talk about the transition of this out of my career but into the role is that, as you said, the causes that have been very important to me I can focus even more energy on, because very early out of the gate, I think you realize once you have access or a voice that people are willing to listen to, with that comes a lot of responsibility, which I take seriously. And at the same time, I think in these beginning few months and now being boots on the ground in the UK, I'm excited to just really get to know more about the different communities here, smaller organizations who are working on the same causes that I've always been passionate about under this umbrella. And also being able to go around to the Commonwealth. I think it's just the beginning of a...
There's a lot to do.
Really?
There's a lot to do. Option 5 was full severance. No royal role, no working for granny, and total loss of security. Option 3 was somewhere in between, a compromise, closest to what we'd originally proposed. I told it, barring that, they would only accept option 5. We discussed the 5 options for nearly an hour. At last, the bee got up and went round the table, handing out a draft of a statement the palace would soon be releasing, announcing implementation of option 5. Wait, I'm confused. You've already drafted a statement? Before any discussion? Announcing option 5? In other words, the fix was in this whole time? This summit was just for show? No answer.
So everyday unnecessary problems were being spitted out from people like you, okay, and the media in the UK, talking about Harry and Meghan non-stop. So, William, shadow your dream. That's all I have to say for you. William, shadow your dream. Why do I say William? Look what the tweet that I just read here, and what just happened in the UK on Friday, what came out of the court. So William, shadow your dream. So don't blame Harry and Meghan for your dream being shadowed. It's William.
This world where politics is all over the place. You looked at the royal family for stability, whereas now you just look at Queen Camilla, and I don't look at the royal family and think that's that beacon of stability that I always remember. I look at the royal family and think this is a family in real distress and hardship at the moment. You've got half of them over in the US, 2 of them very seriously ill.
So two people is half of the institution. Wow. He truly gave Harry and Meghan a lot of power. 2 people equal half of the institution, a monarchy that has been there for centuries. Wow. Thanks for that really boost up thing, because you really propped them up. 2 people is half of the institution. And you have Charles, you have Camilla, you have William, you have... I don't know if Kate is still alive, but apparently she's up here somewhere. What's the other one? We have some old people coming out to work. I have it in this video on the list. But let's continue.
And then you've got Queen Camilla, who a lot of people like Nina, perhaps, don't particularly like because they still really love Diana. So it's just not...
Oh, at least you have that right. That I agree with you, but everything else, I don't know.
It's not giving it to
Let's
them.
consider a proper royal expert, a lady that's been reporting on the royals for a very long time and knows them. Royal commentator Jenny Bond joins us now. Jenny, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you. Love to see you. Looking resplendent as always. Jenny, King Charles has always said slim down monarchy, but isn't the truth now that we actually need slightly more of them? Well, I think it just naturally slimmed down for all the reasons above. And I don't think any more slimming is necessary, but neither do I think it needs expanding. I think we have to be...
I'm telling you, you better be careful what you say with your mouth, including myself, please God. Okay, I try my best. If you don't mean what you said, don't say it, because he said it. Now it's the universe heard. It's obliged. It's slimming it down for him.
Realistic about this, the biggest criticism really against the royal family that I hear is that they cost too much. At present, the sovereign grant is £83 million a year. Now, if we're going to have more royals, if we're going to have Beatrice and Eugenie stepping up as full-time working royals, that's going to be more admin, more private secretaries, more security, more money. Is that what the public purse absolutely wants? I don't think so. I don't think taxpayers want to pay more. They do carry out some work, those princesses, and they're not paid for it. And we're only talking, actually, about a few years, 7 years, really, till...
And you know, this is another thing as well, that William deprived the people of the UK. Harry and Meghan were willing to work for free. For free! Okay? For free. And they were doing it already for free. The only thing is that they got the security when they go into their engagement. But Harry and Meghan were willing to do it for free.
Driving us out into the fields. Asked about Meg. Not with great interest, just casually. Still, he didn't always ask, so I was pleased. She's good, thanks. Does she want to carry on working? Say again. Does she want to keep on acting? Oh, I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't think so. I expect she'll want to be with me, doing the job, you know, which would rule out Suits, since they film in Toronto. I see. Well, darling boy, you know there's not enough money to go around. I stared. What was he banging on about? He explained, or tried to. I can't pay for anyone else. I'm already having to pay for your brother and Catherine. I flinched. Something about his use of the name Catherine. I remembered the time he and Camilla wanted Kate to change the spelling of her name because there were already 2 royal ciphers with a C and a crown above. Charles and Camilla? It would be too confusing to have another. Make it Catherine with a K, they suggested. I wondered now what came of that suggestion. I turned to Willie, gave him a look that said, "You listening to this?" His face was blank. Pa didn't financially support Willie and me and our families out of any largesse. That was his job. That was the whole deal. We agreed to serve the monarch, go wherever we were sent, do whatever we were told, surrender our autonomy, keep our hands and feet inside the gilded cage at all times, and in exchange the keepers of the cage agreed to feed and clothe us. Was Pa, with all his millions from the hugely lucrative Duchy of Cornwall, trying to say that our captivity was starting to cost him a bit too much? Besides which, how much could it possibly cost to house and feed Meg? I wanted to say, she doesn't eat much, you know, and I'll ask her to make her own clothes, if you like. It was suddenly clear to me that this wasn't about money. Pa might have dreaded the rising cost of maintaining us, but what he really couldn't stomach was someone new dominating the monarchy, grabbing the limelight. Someone shiny and new coming in and overshadowing him, and Camilla. He'd lived through that before and had no interest in living through it again.
So, all this is another part. I don't think I raised that on that video where I said who's the traitor to the UK. That's another point, okay? Rejected the 2 most powerful, one video they say arsenal of the royal family that they put out to go do engagement for them in Commonwealth.
Someone who is nearly 8 months pregnant. There's been a lot of flying this week for the Duchess of Sussex. Meghan and Harry arrived in Morocco tonight on a commercial flight from London, which delivered them to Casablanca more than an hour later than scheduled. The Foreign Office is using the Sussexes to strengthen ties with Morocco. It's the most stable country in a region of instability. So by sending Harry and Meghan, Britain has dispatched its most powerful diplomatic weapon from its royal armoury. So by sending Harry and Meghan, Britain has dispatched its most powerful diplomatic weapon from its royal armoury.
Okay, he got rid of them. William, got rid of the 2 most powerful arsenal the institution had.
So by sending Harry and Meghan, Britain has dispatched its most powerful diplomatic weapon from its royal armoury.
Okay, so blame William on that as well.
young George comes of age, and perhaps he will have to weigh in as a full-time royal, and Charlotte and Louis, rather earlier than they would otherwise have wished. But they are on the horizon. So no, I don't think we need to expand the family further. Oh, interesting point you made there, Jenny. So do you think that...
I agree with her. I agree with her. With the cost, because the amount of... You know what? I agree with her. Let's just keep it that way.
Maybe, obviously, King Charles is poorly. He has cancer. Do you think maybe it's time that William just stepped up now? No, absolutely, I don't think so. I think William needs time, and his father absolutely accepts. Well, hey, Charles wants the job. He enjoys being king.
What? No? A 41-year-old? No? He's been doing that all, preparing for this. He's 41 years old. When the father is sick, he can step up. This is the bubble they put William and where he gets away with it. Is it Denmark? Is it Denmark or Netherlands? I'll keep on getting confused with these two countries. I think it's Denmark. The new king has an 18-year-old who step up. Okay, he's still alive because he stepped out of the country to do some engagement. The 18-year-old step up to do the job. So how come a 41-year-old cannot step up? He doesn't have to take over completely. Okay? Certain things that Charles should be doing, William should have been doing it instead of the father, moving around. And I hear he's going to go to Australia. I don't even put that on the list, but it's on my community board. So there's that.
Someone who is nearly 8 months pregnant, there's been a lot of flying this week for the Duchess of Sussex.
But okay, keep babying him. Let's continue.
William needs time to be with his young family now more than ever. But you look at the European royals, for example. We have 11 working royals at the moment. Granted, 2 of them are in their late 80s, and 5 of them are in their 70s. I'm in my 70s, I can still work. The late Queen worked until she was in her 90s. But in Europe, for example, in Norway and the Netherlands, there are only 7 full-time working royals. In Monaco, there are 4. In Luxembourg, there are only 4. That's the way they've been going in Europe. So I think we are going to go in the same direction. Jenny, the Queen famously never complained, never explained, but at the moment, the silence from the royals about why there are so few of them on the front line, in particular...
We learned from Harry's book, okay? Someone who grew up in that institution, okay? The royals are talking every day. The same way William hid behind Simon's case to do the papers for him is the same way they do with the royal rat. The royal rat speaks for them.
Much of the negativity towards the couple is coming from within the royal family. The royal family and staff of the royal family are the ones that are very often leaking these stories to the press.
And then let's not forget, the royal rats have said it, who usually leak to them.
It's been 17 months since he saw his dad. Last saw him at the coronation, where he was sullen.
Maybe that's not...
I'm sorry. No, you don't wait until your dad has cancer.
No, we don't know whether they've been speaking over the telephone.
We do know, Jerry.
Well, no, we know because some reporter has mentioned it.
We do know that they did speak on his birthday, and Wills's people immediately leaked that phone call to the press.
That's what...
Did speak on his birthday, and Wills's people immediately leaked that phone call to the press.
That's what...
The royal rat speaks for them.
The press and the media. And as they say at the start of episode 1, they say so many books and shows and stories have been written about us. We wanted to have our own say. And remember, the purpose of the PR office at the royal family is to keep the royals in the press all the time. So you have to remember, when I work in newsrooms, it's a fact that every anti-Harry and Meghan story comes from Kensington Palace.
But why?
So you have to remember, when I work in newsrooms, it's a fact that every anti-Harry and Meghan story comes from Kensington Palace.
But why?
There's Dan Wooten who had said that, and some other UK royal rats have mentioned where the leaks come out from, and then Harry have said it, okay, right from the horse's mouth. The royal rat speaks for them.
So again, one of the reasons why I wrote this book is every word in that book is mine, and I realized that especially...
What do you mean by that?
Because the amount of unnamed sources that have fed information to the British tabloids about me and my wife and my family.
You have a source,
true
and it's you.
And not true. I am the source of that book.
The royal rat speaks for them.
You heard from anyone in the palace thanking you for the, serious defense of them?
I've had some messages communicated to me on behalf of several members of the royal family.
Upper level
We're very
people?
grateful that... Well, I'm not going to go into who it was, but what I would say is gratitude that somebody was standing up for them.
They're desperately trying to control the narrative because they know that if they lose it, then the truth will come out. This is how it's come for her. If you don't see the difference and understand why it's being reported that way, then I can't help you. I can't. I'm sorry. I just can't.
Where's Kate? And why couldn't William go to memorial service the other day? Is creating this discussion, certainly on social media with all these weird conspiracy theories. Do you think they'd be better off if they did issue a statement about what was actually going on and when we could expect to see, certainly Kate, back in the limelight properly?
No, I think we all need to shut up about this, and I think we need to stop dancing to the tune of social media and the internet and all the conspiracy theories. There's a lady who has had...
Well, let's just say, we know they all operate on social media as well. Why do I say that? Which is something I'm not gonna show here. They put out a picture of Kate Middleton and her mother driving around. Now, they must be paying attention to what's going on social media for them to put that out, because the picture was doctored. Go on my community board. You'll see what I'm talking about. A car has 5 wheels. To be on one side, 2 on the other. But okay, keep on being delusional.
Operation. She would like to keep that private. That is entirely her right. The King has been on record with as much as he wants about his health. William probably had an upset stomach, and he didn't want to say that. God. Back in action yesterday, he's back in action today. It was
so all of a sudden, privacy is perfectly understood the way it meant to be. Meanwhile, when Harry and Meghan were over there, but you guys went on the rooftop. If you want privacy, go to America.
If you want to be private, go back to America and live privately. It's pretty straightforward.
So it's about boundaries and it's about respect. They've created a false narrative. I've never talked about privacy.
All of that. Because you're paying for it, so you should know what's going on, where your money is going to. Right? Isn't that what you guys say about Harry and Meghan when they were over there? This is the premises of everything. Because you guys wanted to get into even their freaking bedroom to know what they're doing in their bedroom. And they said no. They do not want to share these things with you. But now, these are information the taxpayers should know. But all of a sudden, there's the privacy thing. You guys, all of them over there, baggage for God. All right, let's finish with this BS.
A tiny blip. No, I think they should be afforded the right to keep their private medical details to themselves if that's what they wish.
Well, that's
okay, Harry and Meghan wished that, but none of you wanted to give them that. And they left.
It's old, isn't it? Thank you very much, Jenny. Right, okay.
Oh, okay. They're all hypocrites. Okay, let's see this. That too. Okay, he is praising all white cause he fear for his job. I'm white and I'm condemning all white racism who dare to bite Meghan. Him for money, but me for my heart. Hate for profit is UK culture. Glad I'm not in that country. Don't you just love to see these black Brits hating on Meghan while declaring how much of the royalists they are and just love the royal family? There's that. How sad is your life that you dislike a couple, yet you still can't help but want them there to pick up the slick of lazy ones. He will sell his soul to get the British royal family to accept him. Alright, so he's a baggage for God. Let's go to the next tweet. I think I'm done with this topic. Okay, so this, I put that one first because I came across it first and I let it go. I was like, this is last year news or something like that, but I didn't pay too much attention to it. But apparently it came back. There was a video about it, and that will be the next tweet. Okay, guess which one was offensive by Prince William and had to be taken down while nothing was done about the other? Okay, Ryanair, William, we save your seat. I remember this tweet very well. I think it was last year. Okay, so she's making the comparison. Okay, English journalist Clarkson writes that he wants Meghan to be get invited to lunch by Camilla. Okay, so she was making the comparison. Which one do you think the royal family wanted to take down? Okay, so this one I saw it first. I passed it and I didn't even bother sharing it or anything. But that video I came across and I was like, oh, so this is what she was making reference to. Okay, so there's this here. Alright, so let's pause. There will be a screenshot, okay? The palace contacted Ryanair to take down their tweet. Prince Harry, quote, "They were happy to lie to protect my brother. They were never willing to tell the truth to protect us." Okay, so this is the person who took down who's explaining behind this, okay? Thing that went behind to put this post, okay? Why they took it down, okay?
So, I won't explain the content. I'll let you maybe figure it out. But if you Google Ryanair and Prince William, you'll get to see what content was put out there. Prince William, there was room.
That's this, okay? He's making reference to this. Okay, so let's continue.
Rumors at the time that he was known for a recreational activity that would shock a lot of people.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, we have to talk about this.
Yeah.
But we can't talk about this.
Yeah.
How do we do it?
Yeah.
So that we went, okay, so how do we come up with a concept that we know that the audience will get without saying it? So the guys devised, they went to Peace Content, we got one of our lovely airline chairs, and for some reason one of the armrests were sticking up. Just, again, we forgot to put it down. We also then started crafting copy around, letting William know we saved him a seat. And we just joined the dots. But before that went out, which was the final piece of content, we actually started to put language in like Prince William and all these things. And if we would have done that, we were toast. It was libel, defamation. So we were able to strip it back to the point where could have been any sort of William. We could have been like Josie. It was their 40th wedding anniversary. They contacted the Ryanair social media team and asked, "Could you put out a post for my husband William? I'm going to surprise him with a holiday for our 40th wedding anniversary, and just tell him we saved him a seat." So whatever we put out there, it could be interpreted in so many ways. But we knew that the timing of it and when it went out, the audience would know exactly what would happen. So anyway, went out, completely exploded. There was nothing there that was a risk. We mitigated enough where legally or anything it would have been an issue, and it was, really funny joke. We get a call from the palace telling us
there's a thing here, okay? They'll do everything to protect the other one, but not Harry and Meghan.
Take it down, or we want a public apology. And we're like, at the time, it was the PR team where took the call, and I got a call. I was playing fetch with my dog that evening.
Shit.
And I get a call going, "Michael, what have you done?" I went, "What are you talking about?" It was that Kensington Palace called and arrested for movie tweet, or they're looking for a public apology from our CEO or a statement to explain. I went, okay. And I said, "Well, what do you want to do?" I said, "Well, we have to take it above." And said, "Okay, see what they say." And at this stage, we got what we needed for it. Got loads of reach, millions of reach. People were taking screenshots and sharing it. And we said, we know we're not going to apologise for it because we haven't done anything wrong. There's nothing there that connects the dots to what they're inferring. We could have been talking about Josie and William's 40th anniversary, which we were.
Yeah.
By the way, I know this has been recorded, so we were. So they were like, "I just take it down," and went, "Yeah, okay, let's do it." So we deleted it. So we called them. We said we take it down. And they're like, "Oh, thank you very much. See you later." But there's loads of other examples.
My goodness. Okay, it could be any William. As a matter of fact, I work for a William. Okay, what is it? There's that William who interviewed William Reeve, who interviewed Harry, okay, at the Invictus 1 year ago. All right, William, we save you a seat. Okay, thank him for standing up for them over Meghan Markle. Piers Morgan claimed he had message on behalf of members of the royal family. There's another example of how the royal family is protecting the other one. The flaky palace, God knows how many calls they've placed and how many threat letters they sent since Kate disappeared. They've always putting out fires to cover for William. I said it before, it's not Kate's privacy they're protecting. Wow. William is giving up to be much worse than his father, and I love this for them. Better. Alright, next tweet. And the worst thing is that he keeps on repeating. He keeps on repeating, and then you have these people walking behind him as they clean up his mess. He doesn't know. Oh my God, the brainless. Next tweet. The firm stepped in when Ryanair took the piss out of William, but they didn't care when Piers Morgan was bullying Meghan Markle daily on GMB. According to him, a senior member of the royal family thanked him. So that's from that video. they're making reference to. Okay, he abused her throughout her first pregnancy and postpartum. They wanted her to lose the baby. Kate Middleton also lied on her, and they refused to correct the story. Now they are mad because Prince Harry corrected the story in his memoir, and Oprah asked Meghan about it. Bullying, Tim word for it. He used a main channel, a main station, a main morning show as his own personal slaughter and incite of hatred. For being snub, all that for snubbing him, even though he expected it. Prince Harry was their whipping boy, so by extension, his wife was also there forbidding. This will have extended to their kids. Meghan was never going to let that happen. I feel sorry for George and his siblings. Theirs is about to start because Will is spineless. And look what that video was saying, the lady in that video. Okay, starting to talk about the kids. Oh my Lord. Make a miracle happen. Okay, as much. Okay, I don't care about their father, but the kids are still Princess Diana's grandkids. They still haven't showed their true color, but once they do, I really don't care. But while they're children, we have to protect them. Okay, they're all alive. The same thing with Middle East children as well. Let me throw that. The firm makes it sound like a small group of people connected to the royals. The conglomerate, a cabal. It's worldwide. The dissent against the royals is swamped by those supporting them. It's a protection of wealth and a privilege at any cost. Hello, lovely. Okay, so that's something else. I wonder which Parker Bowles thanked him. All right, let's pause this. Okay, or they thank Pierce instead. They thank him for his daily abuse on Meghan and Harry. And did. So there's that here. Let's play it and then move on.
You heard from anyone in the palace thanking you for the, you know, serious defense of them?
I've had some messages communicated to me on
sad.
behalf of several members of the royal family.
Upper level
We're very
people?
grateful that. Well, I'm not going to go into who it was, but what I would say is gratitude that somebody was standing up for.
You heard from anyone in the palace?
It's playing over.
thanking-
I believe after he did this interview, then someone posted a screenshot of him in front of one of those palaces to sort of give a hint who did. He didn't say it, but he went and took a picture in front of that palace. Next tweet. Okay, still about okay, so this is the video that I saw, and I'm like, why is he working? This guy should be retired. Okay, actual wickedness. The so-called senior royals like Kate Middleton, Prince William, and the concubine are missing. Prince Edward and the Beard of Wessex, the Beard of Wessex are on a ski vacation. Look what they did to this poor old man. The Duke of Kent can barely walk. Abolish the monarchy, man. Okay, so there's the picture of that. I shared that on my community board. You know, people get old. Oh my God. So there he is here. Why is it 46 seconds? The man can hardly walk. I can't believe this. That's sad. It's really sad looking at it. And this is the worst part for me. You have no one of reasoning to say no. This is not good. My God. The man could hardly walk. Okay, so that's that. Let's read some of the comment. Is my comment there? I don't see my... I don't want to laugh about it because at some point we all gonna get, if we're lucky enough, we'll get to that age. They pop up Betty till the day she die. This is nothing new for them. That's true. Okay, then why can't we see Kate Middleton? Comment is something. Then why can't we see Kate Middleton if they can bring out the Duke of Kent looking like he came directly from a crypt? Why can't they make Kate Middleton accountable to the taxpayers and media demanding to know where she is? This is the thing that they were saying about Meghan, okay? She's pretty much spitting right back at them. Alright, I'll come to that. What was so important, this elderly man was sent out to work. Okay, he should be at home with a cup of tea and his shawl on his lap. There's a laugh here while Rottweiler enjoy time off From what? There's a question here. And Miss Willie and his wifey, it's not clear what they are doing. Sorry, but this really cracks me up. Okay, Kate Middleton joined. I don't want to get to that. She is not skiing. Okay, so there's all of that. Let's see this one. There's some reply. I won't go to all of them. Alright, because she doesn't have an answer to demand of either. It's perfectly reasonable for her to expect to be able to recover from surgery and peace and pride. Oh, all of a sudden there's peace and pride. This is the picture I was trying to stay away from, but she put that. Oh, look, someone emerged well before Easter. Not so sick after all. Okay, there's that. Let me get out of this because I do not want to talk about this. Now, this is the tweet that I mentioned on my other channel, PYTE, and I didn't go too deep on it because I know I'll be talking about it. Okay, so this is Chris Evans. I call him encyclopedia of Twitter because he has receipt on anybody. Whoever drags him, he has a receipt on you. All right, so there's this here. Nobody, absolutely no one, not a single solitary soul, Susssssex Squaaad. Okay, so listen to this. Read this as there's sound effect behind it. All right, it says receipt, proof, timeline, I believe screenshot, what else? Okay, effing everything. Okay, so this is what it's saying. So that's the squad pretty much. Okay, this is what this is saying. Susssssex Squaaad, there's that. Listen.
Receipts, proof, timeline, screenshots, every receipts.
Oh my god, the squad or something. There's that. The UK media can stand the squad. Then please take several seats. Okay, so now the reason I stopped on my last video on PYTE because it's making reference to all of this. Okay, I didn't go too deep into that because the other channel was discussing different things. So now on this channel, let's go over this. Okay, it's 2 minutes and 10 seconds. Let's listen.
We don't know what they do. Yeah. We don't know what they're doing.
Well, and can I just say, if this is genuinely initiative about cyberbullying, though, the people who they have to go after, now let me tell you, I really mean this, because I've experienced it myself a lot. The people who they have to go after is this vile group of internet trolls called the Susssssex Squaaad, who are their supporters. And they spread disinformation, vile lies. They are literally the Susssssex Squaaad.
And this is someone who was under police investigation. I don't know what happened. They drop everything. He probably has so much stuff on these people. Okay, by Byline Times. Okay, remember those articles? I don't know if this is new or this is old. That's another thing as well. Okay, so there's Chris Evans here responding. Who is that troll looking blonde lady with the cheap wig on the end? He's not a squatty, by the way. But let's continue.
Are the most vile, vicious spreaders of disinformation and hate and illegal material on all of the internet. And that's their supporters. So I don't know where they get off talking about cyberbullying, Victoria. I don't.
Well, it sounds like they need to kind of bring it closer to home then, if that is the case. That is sort of one of the reasons that I don't, not really on Twitter, because it is like the dungeons.
But she already knew who he was making reference to. Okay, but whatever, baggage for God.
This Susssssex Squaaad, I think I understand, because I've also been a victim of it, that they're quite a small group.
Yes.
It could be. I mean, they feel like
what they do is they have hundreds and hundreds of accounts controlled by individuals to push a particular message, often.
As he's saying this, just think about it. It's their tactic. It's just, buying bots, doing multiple accounts and all of that. Remember what Buzzy had uncovered about them? They're pretty much explaining how they operate. Okay, let me move it back slightly.
Of accounts controlled by individuals to push a particular message, often one that is started by that odd little bloke, Omid Scobie. And I just think Harry and Meghan need to stop talking about cyberbullying because it's their fans and their fanatics. So until they clean up what's going on with their own supporters, I think it should be ignored.
Little people sitting in a dark room.
let's say they don't appear to understand that, though. They've never talked about the Sussex.
No, never. Because they love them, because they go after their enemies.
Yeah.
Remember what they said about Camilla?
You know what? Harry and Meghan talked to the court. Okay? Harry specifically goes straight to the court. I never spoke to Harry. Okay? Harry deal with them to the court.
Yeah. Remember what they say about Kate. They spread terrible rumours about William online all the time.
Much of the negativity towards the couple is coming from within the royal family. The royal family and staff of the royal family are the ones that are very often leaking these stories to the press.
And I just find it really ironic, because can they really keep going on saying, oh, we're going to try and clean up the internet, when your own supporters are doing this? And when it comes to Harry...
But the amount of information they got about you, I don't know how the hell you got away from that. Wow. Him talking... Where did he come from while this thing was being investigated? My goodness, this is...
By the way, as well, I think he does know what's going on, Ingrid, because remember, he has this blind Twitter account where he follows everything. So he's not out there officially as Prince...
What? What are they talking about now? I'm lost. Okay, so let's see here. Okay, she legit reminds me of the troll from the Ernest movie. Oh my god. Okay, I don't want to talk about face. The king of Receipt recognizes Susssex Squaaad Receipt game. I'm telling you. Okay, right? I call him Encyclopedia of Twitter. He knows what's up. Okay, so let's go into
We don't know what they do.
I want to go into that, and then I'll move on to the next one. So there's that here. Okay, girlfriend must not have a mirror because his said little man is just the most ridiculous said little man to say the things that he says out his mouth. Okay, they were also spreading misinformation about Harry and Meghan breaking up while crying about the Squaaad. Yeah, there's all of that. It's just that they can't do the same thing, because many of them were around. Removing Dan Wooten from that, many of them were around during Princess Diana's time. I have a video. I actually it was embedded in one of my tweet videos, so I had to record it by itself to get a copy, because once it's embedded in a tweet, there's no way I'm gonna find it. Where she was saying that they were calling Princess Diana crazy because they could you know, they wanted to control the narrative.
Remember the history. Do not forget what they did to Diana. When Diana was breaking and, you know, in serious mental distress, but she wasn't mad because they were treating her so badly. And actually, just last week, one of Jeffson, I think, said that they leaked all this information about Diana. I remember Nicholas Soames saying on Newsnight, you know, she's crazy, because she did not let Charles own the narrative, because she wanted to tell her side of the story. And they leaked that she was mad, and they destroyed this woman's mental health.
They tried.
And they did the same, I think. A woman who came from a very different world, and I remember writing 3,000 words, the cover story in Times US, Time Magazine US. And at the end I said, she doesn't know the country she's entering. She doesn't know the family she's entering. The only way this was 5 months before they got married. The only way they will survive is if they leave. She had no idea about the backstory in this family. And you talk to me about racism. Over and over again. Charles says to a woman I know, a journalist I know from Manchester, he says, "Where are you from?" She says, "Manchester." "You don't look as if you're from Manchester." The Prince Philip, I met him at the Royal Shakespeare Company because I was a governor. I'm standing with my husband. He passes us by, he comes back and he looks at my husband and he says, "You're married to her?" No, is she yours? They are full of it. And Meghan had to survive it.
They're desperately trying to control the narrative because they know that if they lose it, then the truth will come out.
So Princess Diana wanted people to know about her side of the story because Princess Diana spoke. Now they're saying she's crazy. My God, When is the UK going to learn? Okay, so right now in our time, it's just that they can't do that thing peacefully anymore. You know, they put their BS out and then they move on to the next BS. So they can't do that. People online is holding them accountable for the BS that they're spreading. So they're hating on the Susssex Squaaad. And very rarely I put out a tweet where I start a tweet. Very rarely. When I do, I think sometime I shared it on my community board on APTS Team Sussex. Okay, there's no reason for me to. I'm just there to either share this information with you, and when I see something and I talk about it, then he should leave them alone if he doesn't want the smoke. Alright, he is projecting all his bad behavior on the squad while the loser. That's what I was saying. He's pretty much saying everything that they've been doing. Okay, is this new? I was asked, it's old. Okay, so I was wondering about that. Okay, I asked that question too in one of the tweets that shared it. Is this new? Is then back? It's old. So that's an old one. So let's move on. I thought that was new. Alright, so there's another tweet making reference to it. So it's an old one. Alright, I'm not gonna play it again. Okay, I love it when Dan Wooten say our name, Susssex Squaaad. Okay, I love this. Warms my heart every single time. Joe, you won't happen to have the remix version, would you? Let me look. Let's see if she has it. Okay, you're awesome. Oh, there it is. I have that one too. Here you go. Listen, Susssex Squaaad. Oh, did it?
Susssex Squaaad. Sussex Squaaad. Sussex Squaaad.
Okay, let's move on. So this is old. There's another one about Dan Wooten. Let's. There it is again. That's a retweet of it.
Squaaad. Sussex.
I wonder. Okay, that's right. He better recognize Susssex Squaaad. There's all of this. There's the squad. Say my name. Say my name. The squad are crazy. Say my name. Say my name. Yes, there is this. Okay, this is something. It's too long. I don't want to get flagged for it. Okay, happy. Yes, there's Megan here. This is our year. Our girl is outside, healthy, booked, and busy. Okay, go on PYTE. I spoke about her, I believe, March 8th during Women's Day. She's gonna be there with Brooke Shield, Katie Couric, and some other women. Okay, so I spoke about that already. That's in video 1. Go by the date. Okay, next tweet. So there's that. Oh my god, I personally hope the left behind continue to be globally dried and marked for the filth they've been. They open themselves up to it by coming after our good sis and can even take 1% of the hate they've put her through. May they reap the ugliness they saw. Okay, I don't want peace. There's all of that. Every last one. Amen to that. Okay, so this one I just saw it while I was listening to the Ryanair video, and I added to the list. Okay, it seems like it's a politic thing. I don't know if it's new or old. Okay, let's pause. Okay, I can stop laughing while the trip. 2 minutes and 20 seconds. The last time Vice President Kamala Harris went to The View, it was during COVID. They made the two political people on The View, they claimed that they had COVID, so they didn't get to ask the Vice President any question. So let's see what this is about. Okay, 2 minutes. 2 minutes and 20 seconds.
Poor hubby. Poor hubby.
Okay, I thought it was The View. Okay, I literally just put it, so I didn't listen to it. So it seems like it's only her laughs and stuff like that. Hilarious stuff. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, so let me not waste time. It's just laughs. Okay, so let's stop here and here. Okay, hilarious stuff. There's a lot. Actually, it's embarrassing. Who are they talking about here? Actually, it's embarrassing. Okay, I don't know. I don't know what that tweet is making reference to. If it's the person who finally came out, they're laughing about it, or I don't know. Okay, so that's it. I don't have any more tweets. So for the left behinders, I don't do prayers. I just said baggage for God, he'll know what to do. Okay, so please take a moment to subscribe, like, and share. If you want to support this channel, there's a PayPal link and a Cash App link in the description. You could donate. Those who have donated, thank you. Alright, so that is it. Thank you for watching.
It is a great privilege to be with all of you today.
You know, we ask for forgiveness and please come back.
As you saw me find the love and happiness that I'd hoped for all my life.
You are all in this together, and if I may speak personally, we are all in this together, because asking for help was one of the best decisions that I ever made. You will be continually amazed how life changes for the better